And howdy, howdy, howdy. How is everybody doing? Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you. I know it's been a while, but I have been working quite a bit. Most of you already know that. It's been, I am very happy. Good job. I am doing really well. Family's doing good. We are just, we're just busy. That's, life in this day and age. Everybody knows how that works. But one of my friends, and I consider these folks more family than friends, had been asking me about doing some lives, and he also wanted to see about doing a panel. And I thought, we got to bring the whole group in here, because if we're going to do a panel, we got to have us all. And this one probably won't run so long tonight because they have the 7 o'clock going on, growing up in Scientology. I don't want to interfere with that. And I know a lot of you are probably going to want to jump over to that as well. So we're going to go ahead and get the ball rolling. We're going to bring in our first member of the family. He is world renowned. He is apparently known for giving some of the best back rubs, according to John Travolta and a couple of other people. So please welcome our good friend from Sarasota, Florida, Sarasota Jerry. Hey, Jerry, how we doing?
Yeah, good, doing great. Thank you, back rub. John Travolta, thanks.
So, all right. So everything been going good with you and everything?
Everything's great, John.
Excellent, excellent. So let's see here. Our next one, he bought a boat, fixed it up, got it on the water, and apparently ended up with crabs. I don't know how that works out together, but he was able to cure it through tie-dye therapy, and he's doing much better now. So please welcome our good friend and brother, Mr. Dusty Soda. How we doing, Dusty?
Yeah, I need that Calaman. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm doing good myself, John. I getting over being sick and world traveling and life's been hard actually lately, but personally everything has been good.
Yeah.
But how are you? Good to see you guys.
I'm doing great. Jerry?
Doing great. Good to see you, Dusty.
So, all right.
I threw myself off with the calamine lotion joke. Sorry.
I was about to say, you ought to get you one of those metal back scrubbers. It might help you a little more on that. So, all right. Our next member of the family, she is well renowned in the whole SPTV world. She's actually one of the reasons why they have limited the number of days that Burning Man can go on from now on. Apparently, there were a lot of people who could not remember any of Burning Man after spending a few hours in her company. So let's please welcome our girl from all the way across the pond, now living down in Florida, Miss Cheryl. How we doing, darling?
Thank you for that introduction.
You're welcome.
That was classic. Hi, guys.
Hi,
so how's life been for you?
Oh, life is fucking perfect. Oh, excuse me. Life's going really well for me.
Excellent, excellent. So
coming in strong. Sorry.
Any news from the Feralist world out there?
Yeah, there's some news.
Well, don't be so tight-lipped.
Boyfriend.
Yeah, I heard. So, yeah, she's all dreamboat-eyed. Look at her.
The one time I've been left speechless, so I don't even know what to say, you guys.
Well, that's perfect. That tells you how it's going, and you're happy. That's the main thing. You're literally glowing. So, hey, that's how it is. I'm happy for you. I'm glad that things are going good for you. And life, life is what we make of it. You know.
Exactly. And I'm just having fun now.
That's good.
I mean, it's been a little bit of hard work here in Clearwater lately because of some goings on, but other than that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's we're gonna get into the whole Aaron thing and some of my thoughts about what's going on down there with listening the other night on Aaron's channel when you were on there with Jenna and Nat, and you guys were talking about how things are working with Clearwater Police, and and I've got some thoughts on how all that's going and what's going on with the state prosecutor coming in. First, we want to touch on a few other things. Dusty, December 5th, what we got going on?
December 5th, Lisa McPherson Memorial is happening. 30 years past, but not forgotten. We're looking for
it's wild that
everybody
it's been that
to
long.
tune in.
Right, 30 years. I mean, I remember
1995.
hearing from it when it happened. I remember back then. It's been 30 years. That's quite a bit.
That was the thing is that how many Lisa McPhersons have gone that we don't even know about, and everything's been swept under the rug. So, that's just to me, I find that amazing. Before we get in too deep here, let's say howdy to some of our good friends that are in here. My lead mod and one of the best people I know, Laura Waldy's in here tonight. And here we go with another one of my great
Erica,
mods, Mischief Managed.
John, I'm a Raiderette.
Let's see here. We've got SPD TV. How are you doing?
That's my roomie.
Look at this one. We got Incarnasols in the house tonight.
Hi.
And of course, one of the great supporters of the channel, someone who has been here through thick and thin. Indigo Twin is in here.
Indigo. Hey, my love.
Love you, darling. Let's see. We got, look who's here. John Shamwowski's in the house.
Hi, John.
Hey, John.
A lot of real good friends of the whole cause and of all the channels here. Love seeing you all in. We got SPTV Foundation supporter. We got Cy Shades. The incomparable Selena's here tonight. Andrea Malloy's in here. Oh, and of course, one of our OG fans, one of the biggest supporters of the channel, someone that I consider a personal friend, Marjan is in the house.
Marjan, take a vusi. Hi.
Yeah, Marjan has been here since the start. She has been incredible. She is such a supportive person. Honestly, I don't think the channel would be what it is without her. And thank you, Marjan. Make sure that you put your link in for your channel, Marjan, so everybody knows. Totally Jersey's up in the house. Oh, Lord. Scooter Anti-Cult Report is here. So let me make sure we're not missing anybody else before we get going here, because we got a few things to talk about. We want to make sure we're taking care of things before the 7 o'clock switch over.
We do with everybody with those announcements, folks. Please subscribe to one another, because we are still trying to grow the community. So the more subscribers, the more eyes are out there viewing what's going on.
And if you go to the description for tonight's live, there is a link to Jerry, Cheryl, and Dusty's channels. Make sure you get, if you haven't been there, check them out, subscribe, let them know that you support them and what they're doing. Remember, folks, none of us make any money off this stuff. We're not that level where we're making money. So everything they're doing is out of the goodness of their heart, trying to go up against this ridiculous grouping that they call themselves Scientology. So make sure you get out there and support them for that. Say howdy to Lady V. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody before we get too far into it.
Francisco just jumped in.
Hey, broski.
Cooler by the lake. Linda Scott's here. There we go. Northern Girls in the house.
Hello, Northern Girl.
Let's see. Venus Blue from Panama City.
Sitting
with the Pharaoh Mini.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it still.
Mine's sitting around here. Oh, he's up on the guitar back here. So, and let's see. Whoa, where'd it go? Okay, DJ Better Just Having Fun. So, all right, folks. So, before we get in too deep on it, Dusty, tell us some more about what's going to be happening on December 5th.
Well, it's an all-day event. It's going to start about 10 a.m. and it's going to go on. We'll be on Cleveland Street the majority of the day. And it is Friday, so we're inviting everybody to come out for the normal Friday. And then we're putting together a memorial at the Flag, but we'll see how that goes. I'm still waiting on a whole bunch of confirmations on things, but we would all like everybody to rendezvous at Flag with their candles if we're going to make it as warm as possible. So,
well, I know somebody that has is going to have that day off and is planning on flying down to join you guys for that. So I'll make sure they give you a call when they get into town.
Excellent. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. Also, Jersey Jen also made a list of the names of children and people who have suffered in Scientology. So we're going to have both lists this year. And in the evening, when it starts to get dark, we're going to walk around all the flag with the lists and with the candles,
awesome.
and like do a little procession, so everyone can see how much damage is done by this horrific cult. And yes, it's Lisa McPherson is gone. We will remember her every year and stick it in their eye every year. But also, we want to bring to light a lot of the other people that have suffered. And I've talked to some of the other girls, and we might want to like do one for Whitney Mills middle of the year. You know what I mean? So this won't be just the only memorial we do. We're planning on doing a few more in the future.
Absolutely. It sounds great.
This one being a 30, that's why it's kind of sticking.
Yeah, it's going to be big.
Right.
Yeah.
But we would like to, there's a lot of people out there. I would love to do one for Aaron's brother and so on and so forth. Things have happened from the hands of Scientology that should be literally put out there in the public's eyes to see. And I think our local communities here should know what's going on in that hotel.
Yeah.
And with that being said, we have the Save the Garden movement. The antics of Scientology is still continuing today, and it is now affecting the local businesses that aren't Scientology in downtown, like the Piano Bar, and it's affecting the Save the Garden movement. They've been going after Brooks, so it's like the fair gaming has still been happening.
It's going on this past week. The past 2 weeks, they've been sending the police to Prelude and Nash Keys, saying that they're running, Tony and his wife Jessica are running a prostitution ring from the restaurant. They've had cops flashing lights out there for the past 2 weeks. He's lost so much business.
Yeah, it's
Scientology's doing.
And it's a business that he's literally kicking off too. He's trying to grow this business, and they're like almost lopping him off at the roots.
Well, if you want to own every building in that area, you simply make it so that the people that are running the businesses can't run their businesses. And then when they don't have any money and they have to shut down, then you slide in and say, hey, we'll take it over. So you'll have more closed businesses sitting down there that won't reopen. They'll just sit there vacant like all the others. So let's see.
But they don't care. They want him out. That's why they will do anything to get him out. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
This is just them starting something. Poor Tony and his wife. I feel, they work so hard. So,
And honest.
Very
honestly.
Good people.
It's amazing. When I was down there, what was that, a year or two now? How long has that been since I was down there with
little shy 2 years.
Almost 2 years. Yeah.
Almost 2 years. Yeah.
And it was, to me, it was just heartbreaking to see that whole downtown area, just all the windows papered over, and there was so little life. And then here it is. You have is it Nash Keys? Is that the name of the place?
Nash Keys is the piano bar, and Prelude is like a sports bar.
Yeah,
and then there's a cigar bar at the back.
And then he owns a cigar bar too, right?
Yeah, and that was the thing. It was it was a great time sitting out there. I got 2 nights out there in front of Nash Keys, and not only was it just great music, it was a good time. That's where I got to meet Dusty for the first time. I got to meet all of you for the first time, but a friendship grew out of that just from us hanging out and chilling there. Aaron and Jenna were sitting there at the table with us. It was just a real good evening. That
was the first time I met Jenna.
Night. That's the only time I've met her. Yeah.
And Chad was there.
Let's see. Yeah. I'm taking a look. And Venus says the talk he did with Natalie on Friday was amazing.
Yeah.
So let's see. Go ahead.
you know, I talked to Tony this last Friday night, and I said, I hear you're having some trouble. And he says he doesn't care. He's sticking it out.
Mhm.
He isn't going to be like the Lisa McPherson Foundation. They're not going to run him out. You know, Scientology won't never change their ways.
No.
Well, what we got to do, we got to get everybody going there that's part of the movement and show them with a show of numbers that, you know, they can do what they want. They're not going to shut people down. We're going to keep supporting them. So,
and Tony and those guys, they're full in on the Lisa McPherson Memorial too. They want to be a part of it. They're going to allow us to use their facility as a home base.
And once they open in the afternoon, we'll have somewhere to go and get refreshments and stuff too. So that'll be great. Yeah, it's just
a place to tinkle.
Such lovely people.
What's this worth its weight in gold when you're out on the street?
Yeah, it's you know, that's the thing is that they can say what they want, they can try what they want, but when you show up in numbers and you just let them know they're not going to stop it. That's just how it'll be. You know, if you get enough numbers, it's too hard to keep going at all the different people.
Right.
So yeah, it's and we miss you too, Cajun Mama. So
we're back.
Yeah, Marjan, I've looked into that. There's a lot more information that I want to get on that about that sheriff and the judge down there. And you know, originally when it came out, it was just a strange situation, and now we know that there's a lot more to it than originally. So I'm trying to get more information on that, and I may be doing a video in the future here. So you guys are how many nights a week are you guys out there protesting now?
Well, every Friday we're out there, but like lately we've been doing impromptu pop-up streams.
Cheryl's been killing it. You've been out there, what, 3-4 nights a week right now?
Yeah.
Cheryl's been killing it.
Thank you, Dusty. I've been going out there busting butt. I called Jamie. We went over to the hacienda. So about 3 times a week I've been popping out. And secretly, so they, you know, I don't put up a thumbnail or anything. We just go out and do it. Danny's been going out doing some videotaping. Marco was, I don't know, he's been a bit silent lately, but there's just people constantly going at Jamie goes out and will drive around and like start taking pictures or video. It's really funny. But yeah, generally about 3 times a week. Because they're holding all these events too at the Fort Harrison on Saturdays. So I'm like, Erica, Mindy, hey, let's go.
You know, one of the great things is now that Thailand is, I mean, not Thailand. I'm reading the comment from God Love Thailand, my buddy Dave there. But one of the things about it is now YouTube doesn't censor the videos if there is copywritten music in the background. That was one of the big things for a long time. And you guys will remember it, was out there. Lori Plays and Cheryl Chad and I were already there, and we were doing a live. And as soon as we walked under that awning of the Fort Harrison, how all of a sudden this music just starts cranking, copywritten music. And then when Lori shows up, all of a sudden it shut down real quick. So it was it was really interesting.
They keep playing Disney songs, and she knows all of them.
Yeah, they were playing 70s TV show theme songs.
I just know that
it was like What's Happening in Happy Days, and
so yeah, the best is
Barney Miller and all those themes.
Erica, who's not streaming, goes over there with her sign and just starts dancing. She's like, if you're going to turn it up, I'm just going to like get in the groove. And Erica's little dancing. It's the best.
I started wearing a body camera about a month ago.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, I bought one, and it's got 256 gigs of memory on it. That thing will go for 12 or 14 hours straight. Yeah. And high def. So, you know, it's just if they're going to pull all this crap, I at least want some.
Yeah, you need to back up. That's for sure. Yeah. I mean, you think about it in Aaron's case. I mean, they're only showing the video that they want.
Yeah.
See, so that's what I'm saying, John.
There's a lot of
10
video.
cameras. They've picked the one view, the one angle where it looks like he's pushing him, not falling into him.
Yeah, it's it's the one that it's all in editing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that y'all make sure that you cover your butts on stuff. That's why anytime someone going out and protesting, I love to see people doing it with others. That way you always have more than one camera going on things. You always have someone there that's a witness to stuff. And especially in these situations, you have to be careful, because they've shown that they're going to do what they can to try to get you put in jail, because they think that's going to stop you.
I never even thought about a body camera till Erica got arrested. And then I realized how much it saved her, because that cop had her handcuffed and was searching her before he even realized she had a body camera on.
Yeah. And especially
that saved her.
Do not protest if you're not going to be out there with a camera or out there with somebody who's got a camera. Right. Just be careful. You want to cover your bases, and
the more you merrier. I wish for every protester out there to grab a camera.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go live, at least record it.
Turn your phone on. Right.
If you guys want, I will. I'll do another live here in the next week or so and talk about safe protesting.
Yes.
How to do these things, how to, nothing's 100%, but I'm going to give you information that hopefully will help to cover your butt. In the law enforcement world, we called it CYA, cover your A. And you want to make sure that that's what you're doing, because this is not something that's going to go away. You want to make sure you're taking care of yourself, you're protecting yourself. I mean, you don't want it to get to the point where people are being arrested again. You don't want to end up with other things going on.
It's always good to know where the line is.
Yep.
No matter what the line is, there's an imaginary line. Don't ever cross that line.
Yeah. And just like that's one of the points I'll be bringing up is Indigo's very right on this. Make sure you know the rules of the city and the state that you're in. And some states don't work with the one party consent rules. Other states, you have to have consent from both parties, and you got to see how that's going to affect whether or not that could be used as evidence, things like that. So you want to be very careful in how you're handling these things. But more than anything, always CYA, cover your butt, make sure you're not alone, make sure you're doing it safe. And that's the big thing there. Let's see.
Thursday, I wanted to go out, but no one could. The day that Aaron got taken in, and I wanted, but I couldn't, because no one was available to go with me, so I didn't. Especially after he just got, Yeah,
and it's, especially right now. Well, since we've already touched on it, Cheryl, why don't you walk us down what happened with Aaron here?
Well, we showed up in court Thursday morning. They were and as soon as I walked in, I clocked to the left of me, Andrew Shape, and the other baby-faced, tall, skinny, one of the other security guards. I'm like, oh, they're here. Wow. I wonder what's going on there. So I sat on the right side. I didn't want to bother them. Later on, I did go sit behind them. They got up and left. But anyway.
Well, before you go too far into that, here's another thing. You're in court. And you may not be allowed to record while you're in court. It's up to the judge whether or not you're allowed to have cameras. And a lot of courts won't even let you have your phones in there.
Right.
So that's the best choice is move yourself to the other side of the courtroom, put as many people between them and you as possible, because that way they can't say, Cheryl came over and she slapped me on my head and she threw some graphite powder towards me and
she threw chalk at me.
Yeah. But and we'll get into that also about the chalk and everything. Right. So
all these cases keep they're like about half a dozen to 15 cases were brought up, and they were all DUIs. It's all DUIs. Everyone around here is driving drunk. It's really sad. I'm kind of saddened for everyone. Anyway.
What was your bail, Jerry?
Huh? Oh, I gave up drunk driving 40 some years ago.
He's in a different county too, John.
Yeah, but he's willing to make allowances when he comes down to Colt Water. So
too funny.
This county's, it's another one of those come on vacation, leave on probation type county.
there you go.
It's just drunk people left and right. So anyway,
how many of them were getting off with no bail or anything like that?
Oh, she was giving them all these probations and community service and no drinking, going to bars, no medical marijuana, no, so nothing. You can't ingest any substances whatsoever for like 9 months to a year. And I'm like, that's not going to happen with this bunch. You can tell.
I mean, you throw that in front of a federal judge will throw that stuff out. If you've got a medical license for something,
see, that's what I thought. Right?
And you have a doctor's prescription for it. I know judges think they know everything, but
well, see, this one is very effective. Okay, so Aaron and I were sitting there. I got to tell this story. Mm-hmm. There was a young lady, really cute young lady, and her mom, and they got up, and this kid got a DUI, and the mom said, "Look, she did have some beer that night, but she's not a drinker. She was only like 16. She doesn't drink. She's got an auto brewery problem, and we're trying to get that diagnosed right now."
Yeah.
The judge didn't give a shit. Okay, as we were standing there, the bailiff had to bring over the trash can. The poor kid, she's a celiac also. She has problems. She was throwing up while and getting up and standing in front of the judge and throwing up. And the judge is like, yeah, no, I don't believe you. I think she's been drinking and I think she's been bad. So she kind of had this mommy vibe. And I'm like, okay, it's lovely that you're worried about everyone, but that's her mother. Just do what is required by law. What are you getting all your personal? I don't know. I just think she got a little personal with everyone.
Well, you see that becomes an issue with a lot of judges. They get on that bench, and let's remember, judges are attorneys before they become judges.
Right.
Right. So, what kind of life did they lead before they got on that bench? What kind of things were they doing? How many meetings with clients were they drinking at? Then got into a car and drove home. Let's think about that. They're always willing to judge and throw shade on people, and especially with this young lady, if she has that auto fermentation disease. And if you don't know what that is, it's your body doesn't break down the food that you take in, and it ferments it within your digestive system and actually turns it into alcohol. Yeah. And it is an actual thing. It's very rare, but it is an actual illness that people have. And you have people who don't touch alcohol at all, and everybody thinks they're a drunk or they're an alcoholic.
Because they exhibit signs of being drunk. They're like swaying and their voice is slurred because they have alcohol in their blood that their body made.
And they literally are drunk, but it's not because they imbibed alcohol. It's because their body made it.
So I'm just saying, this is the kind of vibe the judge. And now I don't want to say anything bad about the judge. I don't know. She's like, I've been up here 30 years doing this. Okay, I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot.
Right. But she should have also seen cases where people have illnesses that would give you indications. A good one is diabetic. If you are diabetic, your body can produce many of the symptoms that would lead you to believe that someone has been drinking alcohol.
Yes.
You'll have that sweet fruit smell about them. They'll have slurred speech. They'll have a lot of things going on that would make you think they're intoxicated.
Yeah.
For this poor girl, if she really does have the fermentation disorder, then what's going to happen with her is she's actually going to show up on a breath test. Whereas someone with diabetes, they're gonna come up with 0 if they've touched no alcohol.
Right.
So we got these are all things that play into it. And this judge should have seen this stuff. I mean, I've been out there and actually pulled people over who I thought were drunk, who blew a 0, and come to find out they're diabetic. So it's a real thing. So.
Right. So I'm just saying that that's the feeling I got from her. Like she was just kind of adding a little bit of something in her experience on everyone. So
Indigo on this were it's insane that the judge ignored the parent. let's also remember how many people go in front of that judge on a daily basis and lie to her. That's why you get your proof, you get your paperwork, you get your documentation, then you present it, and the judge can't ignore that if it's coming from an actual medical doctor or a facility. And that's the importance of it.
Right.
Let's see. Cheryl, could you please clarify what was the reason for this pretrial hearing? What exactly was the judge's supposed lawful excuse for revoking Aaron's bail?
Okay, so this is what happened. So we get there and they call him up. And his lawyer said, you know, he explained how Aaron grew up in Scientology, like he was born and raised in it, and he was a child of, you know, abuse, whatever.
Mhm.
And he had a video to show him. He had a video to show the judge, right? If I can approach the bench. And it was the video of Andrew slamming the door on his foot. Now, this pretrial hearing was for the smurfing incident, right?
Right. Yep.
So anyway, Aaron is asking, can I show you this video? You know, where they shut the door on me and they battered me. Like, why aren't they in jail?
Right.
So he gave his phone to the lawyer. The lawyer gave it to the judge. She watched it 3 times in a row. By the 3rd time, her face was like this. I know, and I'm sitting there going, what is she seeing that isn't on there?
Right.
Then the little DA lady, state attorney lady, whatever, the one that sits there giving the recommendations, is that DA?
Right, prosecutor,
right. She turns around, she goes, oh, Andrew, don't you have a video? And I'm sitting there going, oh, they look kind of friendly. That's weird.
Now, let me ask you, Andrew, who was one of the security people that was in the back, right?
Yeah, he's the guy with the glasses and the beard.
Yeah. He's the one with the glasses that slammed the door on Aaron's foot.
Yeah, I find it very interesting that she's going to say, you have a video, don't you? Did they bring him up and show that video to the judge at that point? But he wasn't a sworn witness, and this video hadn't been entered as evidence?
We haven't seen, Aaron hadn't seen it.
Well, here's the thing is anytime that the prosecutor is going to introduce something as evidence, and they know that evidence is out there, and the full disclosure has been requested by the defense attorney, why in the world isn't the judge smacking the prosecutor down for failing for full disclosure? You can't pull something out of right. You can't just do an I gotcha and surprise people with evidence in a trial as a prosecutor. You know, that all has to be presented to the defense. Why Aaron's attorney isn't going absolutely ballistic on this, I don't understand.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So
Andrew gets up, he's falling asleep. The poor guy was, I mean, Aaron and I were looking at him going, the guy's falling asleep. He couldn't keep his eyes open. He kept like dozing off. Poor guy.
His attorney?
No, Andrew, the Scientology guy. So he hands over the phone. She watches it once.
It must be off.
She watches it. Bro, yeah, he must have gathered 1 or 2 bad ones that day. She watched it once. And to me, knowing Scientology, out of 20 cameras, 20 different eyes on the situation, they picked the one where when he's slamming the door on Aaron, and Aaron kind of tripped. He pulled him with the door. It looks like Aaron is pushing the guy, not falling into him.
Here's where that can lead into a couple of things for the prosecution. One, I don't know what the Florida laws on it are, but if a prosecutor knows that there's other evidence out there and they fail to present that evidence, in a lot of states, that's an issue. You're purposefully withholding evidence that could acquit someone of a criminal instance. Definite trouble source. Is it true that pretrial hearing also not just a regular trial? Well, it seems to me that this wasn't just a pretrial. This was also a hearing about revoking his bond or finding him in contempt of court.
Right.
So in that situation, you're going to present evidence. Anytime as a prosecutor that you have to present evidence, you're going to have to give that evidence to the defense attorney, and they're going to have to be able to see it because they have to be able to rebut it. You don't get to do those gotchas. Now the defense attorney can do that, but the prosecutor can't. So that's those are things you got to think about with that. And everybody, if you're one of those folks who was gifted a membership from Doesn't Matter to You, Not to Me, Rib Guy, make sure that you say thank you and let him know you appreciate it. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you for that.
And he's a member for 14 months.
14 months. Amazing.
Yes.
So they show the video. The judge turns around and then
immediately she's like,
Pond.
bail revoked. And he went from the podium to the bench immediately. And his lawyer came over to me and goes, let me talk to you outside. And I'm like, oh, why? I'm leaving. He took me outside to a room. He gave me Aaron's Tesla key card. I'm like, God, I got to drive this again.
Yeah, I'm daggone.
He should have given me his phone.
Should have had Chad there. He could have driven it for you. He loves them electric cars.
Oh, I'm getting really good at driving them Teslas now. He can call on me anytime. I'm real good at that thing. I know how to open it now. I couldn't get into it. It was so funny. So he gives me the card and he goes, yeah, that video they just showed the judge doesn't make him look good. It makes him look like he's pushing Andrew. And I'm like, oh, really? And I'm thinking, but he didn't push him anyway. So I don't know. I wasn't there. Aaron, I should have been, or one of us should have been behind him filming. We just should have been.
And remember, folks, I'm talking from over 30 years in law enforcement. I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving legal advice.
No,
if
right.
you are ever in any kind of legal situation, you need to talk to an attorney. Just make sure that you scope it out, talk to other people, make sure the attorney that you're going to be using is a good one, and they're going to be able to handle everything from A to Z on it. So, but these are points like I know personally, you know, that they drilled that into us in the police academy, and we're talking 1993 was when I was in the police academy. And it was very important. You present all evidence to the prosecutor. They have to present everything that's being entered as evidence. So that's why I'm kind of shocked by the fact that they would, you know, they know that there's other camera views, why they haven't gone and got them, and they're only using that one camera view.
Because they'll act like they don't have it, John. That's what they did to Erica.
Yeah.
She got hit by a car 3 times. And they're not providing anything. And they've got cameras there at the Fort Harrison. You saw them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They're not providing. Goodness. Oh, we don't have that. No, it's already been erased. No, it's not. You dang liars. You guys keep everything.
Dusty, how many cameras did we count that were hidden cameras out there?
I counted 50. And when I talked to Tori Magoo about a year ago, she was saying back in her day there were more around 100. So there's more than we know about.
There's going to be some
how many bushes and in windows where it looked where you couldn't see it, but you know,
they have updated those cameras since we did that walk around flag. Now they got these freaking big old huge HD cameras all over all their buildings. Not
do they
just
still have the plate readers up there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you know, there was just a federal case that went through on those plate readers where those are now considered, everything that goes through them is now considered public record. Just like anything else, if you file a police report, that police report is public record. So, you know, I mean, if people were to start filing FOIAs with the Clearwater Police Department and, you know, asking questions, you know, like who all gets access to these readers and where's that information going, that might be interesting to find out. So, you know, there was, like I said, there was just a federal case where the judge said that those are considered public record. And they also, the city that was involved in that case, they took all theirs down. So
I know for a fact it's still working because I was up there about 3 weeks ago in the afternoon, and I thought I'd stop and take pictures, and they made me right away. It wasn't within a minute. That guy Mateo was riding by me. They picked me up on the plate readers. Is what it is.
I got a lot of questions about those 2 guys on the bike, Mateo and what's the other one's name?
I don't know the other one.
You know, what do they have any legal grounds when they're on just regular public property like Coachman Park, the church, the Presbyterian Church's property, city property? Because they're constantly on these other properties being security for Scientology. Is that legit? Can they?
It's gonna come down to every state. In most places, if you're going to be security, and say if they offer out security for the church that's over there, these other entities that are in the area, what does Florida's law say about private security? Are they going to have to be licensed? Are they going to have to carry, certain bonding, insurance, things like that? Is all that being met? And is it following state law? Now, here's the thing. If they're offering it free and it's following the law and they're over there on that property, and say you step onto the church's steps, they can tell you got to leave. All right. And if you come back and you step back on the steps, then they can call the police and say, hey, look, we trespassed. We had them trespass once, told them they had to leave. Now they're back. So you got to be careful about it. Also, make sure that the areas that you're in are actual public spaces, because sometimes you can step onto a non-public space that is private property, and you could be in violation of trespassing at those points. So you got to be careful with all those things.
And I understand if they're on a public place like Coachman Park, that is for everybody. If they're off duty, that park is as much as theirs as ours. But if they're actually working, they have no business securing us. Securing or stalking anybody, because at that point, that's what they're doing. I consider it impersonation of an officer.
Yeah, pretty much. Point. John, the question I have, okay, so the Clearwater PD has stopped showing up now. Now we've got state troopers. What is going on?
Okay, my thoughts on that, and I'll start off with the whole prosecution with the state attorney general coming in on it. All right. Anytime that it goes from local, county to state, and the state takes over, everything that the state does, you're looking at bigger sentences, bigger time. Okay. So now Clearwater police have stepped back. Now you have the state police in there that are watching. What are they, what are they doing? What is the purpose? Why are they there instead of Clearwater police, who are being paid to patrol those areas? So that tells me that there's a lot of political draw on it. If you have the state attorney general has suddenly jumped in on this, and there's no reason, we're talking simple misdemeanor assault. Why are they jumping in on this? All right. Normally, when you have a political entity like an attorney general, what do you see from them? You see them in instances where they get the most publicity, or it's something that has to do with an affiliation with political people. Now, as someone who 30 years in law enforcement and someone who is also ran for state office, and I know a lot of people who are in political space, that anytime that it steps up from your local and county to a state level, they're pushing some kind of agenda on it. So that's why when I heard that the other night when you were on with Nat and Jenna, it really raised some concerns for me, because let's see, I was reading one of the statements, because the fact is that the state police don't just come in for nothing. All right. Generally, if they come in, there's a reason, and they're going to be pushing hard. Now, what they'll do, which is like what a lot of feds do that I've seen with state police agencies working with multiple state police agencies, is they'll sit back and they'll collect evidence, and they'll collect evidence, and they'll collect evidence. And then 6 months, a year later, all of a sudden they show up at your door. Hi, we have a warrant for your arrest. All right. What they can do is they'll start building with, we got Dusty was using an illegal tie-dye operation out of his house. Now we have him out there, and he's drawing, what we consider to be indecent chalk art on the street. And because of the viewpoint that we have of it here, it looks like it's something that he shouldn't be drawing on the street. And then next thing you know, all these charges are building up. What happens when you have multiple charges, and this person, one person is committing multiple charges, then you start leading it up from just a misdemeanor to trying to build it into, it's the same way with RICO and things like that. You collect evidence and you try to build them all together and dogpile them all together so that you can make it into a bigger charge than it is. And that's the real concern I have with this, that they're out there and now they're in charge. They're handling all of the call on this. What you don't realize is how many undercovers do they have out there? How many undercover troopers are sitting out there that are watching? You're seeing people that are coming by that were, oh, hey, they were there last night and they waved at us when we went by. Oh, they're here. They are again.
What are the chances that they are looking at the full pictures? Not only are they seeing what protesters are doing, but they're seeing what's actually going on the backside of the building too.
Why would they care?
They don't care.
Because that's where the traffickings happen.
They don't care though, Dusty.
Yeah,
They've done nothing.
Because that's where the trafficking's actually happening. Are they actually seeing that too in their investigations?
Think about this. They're there out of the blue, and they are investigating on the behalf of, more than likely, let's see. I would doubt that they're looking into Scientology, Rib Guy. I would say they're more looking into you guys, into Aaron. You know, well, I mean, you got the state attorney general comes in and is all of a sudden taking over Aaron's case.
No, not the state attorney general has it. It's the state's attorney, the local state attorney.
Right. But see, that steps up from local prosecutor, because
that's what the local prosecutor in Florida is called, a state attorney.
They're doing
every county has a state's attorney.
Okay. But who was handling it before? Was it the same person? Same person?
Okay. Yeah. You know, I was thinking about this week, I'm going to put in a Freedom of Information request with the Florida Highway Patrol and find out if any of them are getting paid to be there.
But here's something that you're going to find out is there are a million ways that they can refuse to answer a FOIA. Okay.
Really?
And the FOIA is Freedom of Information Act, and it's just a common nomenclature for filing those paperwork.
Yeah.
There's lots of ways they can do it. Number one reason that they can use is it's an ongoing investigation.
Oh, okay.
All right. Ongoing investigation. We can't release any information about it. Number two, they'll say it can affect public safety. All right. And they have so much time from when you file a FOIA to when they have to answer it. And they could literally just sit there and go, nope, we're just not going to answer it. Look at what LA does.
6 months or a year, they could stretch it out. Yeah.
Yeah. You need to look into Florida's laws.
Yeah.
Florida doesn't have that broad. Okay. And
I don't think they're there for any
broad laws.
I don't think they're there for any. Maybe I'm looking at it differently, but I wonder if they're really just there to work for Scientology because the city.
Well, I can tell you this from my experience and having to work with state police agencies from multiple states. I don't trust them.
No,
I really don't, because they are. You got to remember, the person who runs the state police are appointed by the governor, or things like that, and they're generally appointed by the governor. So that person is a political appointee. Are they going to do what the governor tells them to do? Are they going to lead their people to do what the governor tells them to do? Look in cities like Portland, other places like that, where police have been told to stand down. All right. You look at Chicago, where they actually have the tapes of the commander who was in charge telling people we're not going there. Now, regardless of what the political situation and political stance is, as a police officer, you take an oath to do your job. All right. State police, all the way down to your city cops, we all take an oath. Not only are we there to uphold the Constitution, and we are to defend the public trust. That means that politics should not be able to play into it. But when you're sitting there and you got 20 years on the job and your commander says, if you go, you're terminated. you're going to lose your pension. You're going to lose your benefits. You're going to probably lose everything you got. And that's, you know, those are all things you got to think about. You can have the best cop there's ever been, the most ethical, most honorable cop that there is, got 3 kids, got a mortgage, you know, trying to take care of their family, and then they're threatened with the fact that they could lose their job.
Yeah.
Like that. So, I mean, that's a real problem with that. And go ahead.
For the past couple of weeks, months now, I guess, a couple of months, they've been sending out the little security guard, Mateo, and he's been yelling at everyone, stop harassing. Stop harassing. Stop harassing.
That's victimization. That's a common thing that's done. And what it does is anybody who's passing by is going to see that, and they're going to hear him say, stop harassing me. Stop harassing us. People who don't know what you're out there for, suddenly you become the bad guys.
See, that's all Scientology does. That's
all
for a year they do.
For almost 2 years, those guys only been out there 6 months.
Yeah.
It's okay for Mateo to follow you around on public streets, but
who's
harassing whom?
Right. Well, that's it. And he's yelling at me. Why are you yelling at me? You're harassing me.
And that's why it needs to be, you know, if those kinds of things are happening, remember, if he gets the enough evidence that he needs, do you think he's going to wait a second before filing a personal protection order against you, or I forget what they call them in other states, but here in Michigan, they're called personal protection orders, or they're peace bonds in other places. But basically it's an order from a judge. You can't have contact with this person. Do you think if he has the evidence that he needs, that he won't file it on you guys?
That's why I stopped saying things to people.
Yeah.
I've just been going, I hope you have a nice day. Hope you have a nice evening. That's all I'm saying now.
If he's doing that, you know, I mean, those are things that you might want to look into. Do you speak to an attorney, maybe Aaron's attorney? Do you have enough to file for a protection order against him? Because he's harassing you when you show up there, from what you're saying.
And he's doing that harassment on public grounds too. He's not doing it on their property.
It's not on their property.
That's where I brought up public.
Temporary restraining order. There you go. You got to remember, every state's got its own nomenclature. Thank you, Peter.
Right. To me, that is them trying to put something together, trying to build something.
Right.
By keep doing that and having that on camera.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, you say it enough. Remember, you tell a lie enough times, suddenly it starts becoming the truth.
Yep, it's the truth. Yeah.
And let's see here. Kama 6381. Is there any possibility the state has come in because the local police were doing such a biased job of handling the protesters? Anything's possible. Let's remember that. I
thought maybe they're not showing up anymore because they were really getting a bad rap. John,
that's my feeling.
You know what? They decided to hey, you know what, guys? This isn't good for our PR.
Yeah.
And that's why the state trooper. But is that me just being naive? Is that me just being?
But on the other side of the coin, am I being too distrusting because of experiences I've had?
All right. So those are the extremes, right? We've got. Yeah. Okay.
And Rib Guy, in my opinion, they are building this up to take action. They took out the top and will build cases for the lowers. The timeline might be because of the December 5th event.
I need a friggin' tiara. I'm going to wear that down there. They're not taking out the queen.
See, one of the best statements I've heard about things like this is it's a conspiracy theory until it's proven true.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I hate, is not making sure you cover your butt on things.
But usually with Scientology, because they believe in so many conspiracy theories, it probably is one of their working conspiracy theories that they're working on.
And please don't break the law.
Okay.
Memorial.
Exiled and banished. Aaron was originally charged in the smurfing incident where he is accused of throwing blue chalk dust
battery
on a is it a org member or something?
A COG member.
Okay.
At first they were saying security guard, but he was wearing a mask, and you have to be licensed or something to be a security guard, and you're not allowed to wear a mask.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure if they just changed that to.
And that's in
COG
the
member.
indictment too, that he was working security for the Scientology.
Something like that, yeah.
Is in the indictment.
That's a little blurry, that line on him being a security guard. Now, he threw water on Aaron first, which is battery, and then Aaron, replied with some chalk. So, unfortunately, now
think about it from this standpoint. I know some people get upset about it, but the fact that Aaron threw that at him would constitute battery if that is proven in a court. And we may not like it.
Why isn't the other guy arrested too?
Yeah. Well,
and battery. Apparently, that's battery. Throwing hot water on someone is also battery. Then how come that guy doesn't have any charges?
Because you see what's happening, and now you've got Aaron's bond has been revoked. Here's the thing: is you get this in front of a jury, or you get it in front of a judge who doesn't want to hang everybody that comes in front of them, and you show the fact that this person threw that on Aaron. The thing is they become mutual combatants. They both can be charged with, they both can be convicted of battery. Now, I don't know what Florida's laws are for how many days you can get for a simple misdemeanor. All right. Now, it's all going to come, things are going to come into play. I don't know, Rib Guy. I didn't see it. Oh, that's not Rib Guy. They're saying he didn't throw it. The bag exploded as he opened it. Stop using that word. Look, I didn't see it. All right. I've heard about it, and that's the way it's been described to me. But the thing is that when you're looking at these, if at the least it becomes a mutual combatant situation, and then they have, let's see.
But the other guy hasn't scot-free.
And the officer was recorded saying it was going to be written up as mutual battery. That's the thing. Yeah, I agree. Buttercup, the other guy should have, if he threw water on Aaron and there's evidence of it, those are all things that are going to have to be presented in the trial.
They threw water on us more times than chalk was thrown on them. So they came out a couple of times throwing water on us, and then the Smurfing incident happened.
Need to think about it. Is it time to stop playing nice when they throw stuff on you? And is it time to start when things like that happen?
We call the cops, they don't show up.
Yeah, the problem was they weren't showing up when we would call 911.
Well, then what you need to do is you need to go to the police station, demand the report. If they refuse, then you go to the county sheriff's office, demand the report there on the fact that they're refusing to take your case.
Okay.
If the county sheriff refuses, then you go to the state police.
That's one thing that baffles me, John. Why are the state police there? And why not the county sheriff? They're the next step up to hire off-duty people. Yeah. That's the one thing that kind of sets an alarm bell off with me.
And see, Aaron, why didn't Aaron go to the hospital for burn injuries if hot water was thrown on him? This guy's going to the hospital in respiratory distress. Aaron may have suffered burns. All right.
Or broken foot.
You all have an idea of what's going to happen in any situation like that.
Yeah.
All right. To me, it's like watching a professional soccer game. You run by somebody and all of a sudden they're on the ground screaming that you collided with them. All right. And it may be time to rethink things. And is it time to stop playing the nice guy? Stop letting things go and start holding people accountable for the things that they're doing. And you need to be careful, because will they give you the same leniency they give you? Sheriff told me they do not handle Clearwater business. Well, here's the thing. Look into state law, because most states where the police department fails to do their job, it falls on the county sheriff's department. And if they're not, and if the law says they don't have to, then that's where the state police come in, because it's their job to investigate. If there's a crime committed by the city police and the city police department's not handling it, then you go to the next level. And then most cases that's going to be a sheriff's department. If not, it's going to be the state police. And if you feel that there's actual corruption and things like that, and you're worried about whether or not the state police or the county sheriffs are going to handle it, call the federal prosecutors.
I wish the FBI would jump in there and go find out, why does this house of worship have all these cameras around it? Why does this house of worship have these 40-foot buses with all these, but they're hiding something, and there is something illegal going on, and it's all being covered up by these cameras.
Here's what you got to remember in situations like that. Until they have definite proof that these items are being used as a criminal reason, it's like, say your boat. All right. Why does Dusty take his boat out? Is he licensed to go crab fishing? Is he licensed to go fishing off of his boat? I've never seen it. Therefore, they need to go investigate him. Those things are, of course, the Fish and Wildlife would be the ones who would investigate it. But it's in the same realm of, if they don't have some kind of evidence or reasonable suspicion, then they won't, they can't do anything about it. All they can do is they can start an investigation. But how easy is it to investigate anything to do with Scientology? Every door closes, everybody's mouth shuts.
And they're only giving you what they want you to see.
Yeah. They are and everybody make sure you're saying hello to our girl, Pinche Becque.
Hola, hermana.
So, all right, we are at 7:00. I know that they're getting ready to go on Aaron's channel. I'm going to get the link over there and ask everybody, just jump in there and make sure you let them know that
room raid.
You're there to support. Yeah, room raid. That'd be great. Give me 1 second. I'm getting the link right now. If somebody hasn't already beat me to it.
When we doing another one, John?
I say that we need to start working on something within the next week or so. And start getting that together. I mean, there's a lot of things I want to know what's been going on with you guys. I want to talk more in depth with Dusty about the Lisa McPherson memorial that's coming up. We want to talk to Jerry about all those cameras he got caught putting in bathrooms, and things like
John, they weren't bathrooms, they were outhouses. You got to get this.
Okay.
You're not supposed to mention that on air, John.
In the porta, oh my God, you guys.
And folks, you got to remember, I've been working a lot of hours. Things are starting to slow down a little bit, so hopefully we'll be able to start, mitigating things a little bit better. But the fact is that, since walking away from a lot of the BS that was going on, the attacks on my family and stuff like that, I went back into, I've been working. It's a great job. I'm doing great. The family's doing great.
You look good.
Jerry, Dusty, Cheryl, thank you guys so much. You guys are family. I love you all. And I really appreciate you all doing this with me. So we'll all talk and start getting things ready. Yeah, Scooter, it went by too fast, but we got, I want to be respectful. They're trying to help Aaron out and make sure that everything's going good with his channel over there, and that he still has an income coming in.
Quick question before you go, John, and this is for you, Cheryl. That shirt you showed me last night, is that open to everybody?
No.
Okay.
Secret.
Disregard. You guys have I love you all. Thank you for being here.
Dave, let everybody know when your next live stream is on Gotta Love Thailand, please, so they all know. Jerry, any closing thoughts?
No, we're not giving up ever.
Excellent.
We will not give up ever.
You got.
Everybody grab a camera, man. There's plenty of trafficking to expose out there.
Yeah,
there really is.
Cheryl?
Never surrender, never give up.
All right, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. Make sure you jump over to Aaron's channel, Growing Up in Scientology. Show some love over there. Show some support. Thank you all for being here. It's been great to be back. I love the comments. I love the positive vibes everybody's giving. Yeah. Remember, I'm a stupid old retired cop. All right. But I'll give you my opinion on things. It's not advice. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong like anybody else. But having people like Dusty, Cheryl, Jerry, that are friends and being in here, and we can bounce these ideas off each other. We can debate. We can, we can disagree, but we can get along, or we can all agree on the same topic, but we're family. And, I appreciate each and every one of you. Yeah. And remember, life is short. You get one shot. Make it count.
Make it count.
Make it count.
Bye.